Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream again. We will skip the ads this time, but if you want to support the game, you can check out the links in the description below. You can wishlist the game and all that good stuff. Okay. Hello Emerson, welcome back. Clickertail, good to see you. So we are going to continue on with what we were doing when I hopped off the stream earlier, which is getting this challenge toast thingy to look good. So let's take a gander at this. So I'm definitely going to need to update some of the timings and stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's looking pretty good. Probably want to juice up the animation a little bit, but okay, so we're going to need to update those timings. I wonder if this should change as well. I'm going to try changing the font color to orange instead. Cool. Actually, I may change this a little bit. Unlock complete container. Let's keep that as orange. Actually, let's duplicate this. Challenge complete label. This theme overrides. We want to do type variation, header label. Yeah. So do header label challenge complete. I hope that's enough room. We might have to auto wrap that, but that's okay. We'll change that back to that. Probably want to set this to 0 separation and then shrink this center. Container sizing. Shrink center. There we go. Okay, so unlock complete container. Node private control unlock complete container. So unlock complete container dot visible is equal to false. Unlock complete container dot visible equals true. I need what is it? The challenge complete label, right? Shoot, this is going to be a little bit of an annoying thing to do, but that's all right. Unlock complete container dot visible. What do I want to do? I need to get a reference to the unlock challenge label. Unlock challenge label. And then in here, unlock challenge label dot visible ratio is equal to 0. Unlock challenge label ratio. Unlock point label. Unlock challenge label. Okay, let's see what that does. Maybe a little bit better. Iced tea. Oops, it didn't work. Challenge complete label. Oh. I just completely named it wrong. Let's see if this works. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe I'll change the dim level even more. Dim. I suppose I should probably be able to configure the dim level, but that's all right. I don't need to do that just yet. The art is pretty good. Thank you, Dione. Appreciate that. I'm going to try to, I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but I do want to make it look decent at least. Okay, that looks better. It's a little bit darker. Actually, you know what? I may as well just fade out the whole thing. And then fade it back in. Yeah, that seems good to me. So we'll fade out the whole thing, we'll fade it back in. So the big challenge now is I need to be able to know, let's see, challenge toast, challenge progress toast. So this, yeah, this interval here, this needs to increase if it's completed. We have this is complete here. So let's just do this. Let's just do plus is completed question mark. Let's add another 2 seconds, otherwise 0. So we'll just, these things are not really related to each other, so I'm just kind of like trying to align the timings between multiple places, but we'll see what that does. Okay, that could probably be faster. So there's some timing here that I want to change for sure. Is there a way to change the visible ratio direction? Why does it keep doing that? Please fix that. Displayed text, visible ratio. If I change the text direction, does that change? No. Interesting. Okay, well. It's fine. Okay, so let's change some of the timings now. Need training in pixel art, but I don't like it much. Yeah, it can be a pain to learn for sure. Okay, so that fade out. Let's change challenge progress toast. No, challenge progress item down here. So where are we dimming it? Oh, dimming it here. So, okay, so play unlock point animation. Tween interval 0.25. tween action, play unlock animation. Oh. No, that's right. Okay, so this is going to dim. We have another interval here. Let's turn that down. Undim. Let's change all of these to 0.4. So wait, it's showing... This probably needs to be longer, actually. These are going to be 0.4. Visible equals false. We're going to undim it. Tween interval. Cue free. How long does this take? Fade in. It's 0.6. Okay. So challenge progress toast. Let's put another, I don't know. I don't want to make this too long. I may actually just make everything faster. I don't know. We'll see. Can you check out my game and give it some harsh critique? No, I'm not going to do game reviews. Sorry. But you're welcome to post it in the Discord if you want feedback. That timing is still off to me. Challenge progress item 0.5. Tween interval 0.75. Oh, this dim, right, this is going to need to be longer as well. Just plain, this is the bad thing about tweens is you have to edit the code and then compile it again. Do you use another tool like Asprite or something? Yes, I use Asprite. So maybe I won't do, maybe I just won't do the out animation. Maybe I'll just play that, let it hang for a little bit, show challenge complete plus 1 unlock point, and then play it out. I don't think I need to like go back to the display, so let's just strip that stuff out. Let's just strip that stuff out. So basically, let's just get rid of this. I guess I don't even need that tween interval either. And then here, I probably don't need to increase the duration that much anymore. Let's see what that does. Okay, that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more of a delay there until it transitions into the... Yeah, maybe just a little bit more of a delay. Yep, okay. So that's looking pretty good. We just want to change the delay going into the unlock animation a little bit. Which means I may want to change this up as well. Okay, let's give that a shot. Hello, Dev Barros, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Because we want to give the player enough time to understand how much progress they made before, like, we play an animation or something. So I think that's probably good. That seems to be working pretty well, actually. So we also want to show unlock notification when there are available unlock points. So I want to do that for sure. Okay, so that's done. That show animation of +1 unlock point and run overview. So let's do that. Let's commit that. I should probably just delete all this. Delete. Okay. Okay, so delete or finish challenge progress toast animations. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Fix shifting of decoration on progress bar when text size changes. Well, I don't really know what I'm going to do about that. I'm getting started with game development. I chose Godot as a game engine. Do you prefer C# over GDScript? Why? Yes, I do. Basically just for the structure that it gives me. Just personal preference, but having abstract classes, interfaces, link, all that good stuff is very nice. Very nice options to have for sure. All right, so as I'm tweening the text, this progress label text is changing. I need this. So basically what I need is I need to know what this progress label size is going to be. Well, there's a couple of problems here, actually. So this margin container here, this is what forces the thing to get wider. So what I did is I set up a margin container with wide margins on the side, so 42 on either side. So that leaves like a text area that's, you know, whatever, this big. And so as the text itself grows, it pushes out that margin container width, which causes the decoration rect, which is a little bit offset by the control offset transform, but causes that decoration rect because it's filling the container. It causes it to expand as necessary. So what I may want to do is I may want to actually just have like make not this label not affect. What am I trying to say? This label should just be free floating and not affect anything. And then I can put, if I duplicate this label, so let's do like shadow label or something. If I take, and then I take the progress label and I put it up there, I'll have to reposition that. But we take the shadow label, we could do visibility, self-modulate down to fully transparent. And so what I could do is I could put the final text in the shadow label so that it increases the size, right? But I animate and update this one here. I think that's going to be the thing to do. Yeah. So we'll update the shadow label to be, so if this is going to end up at 6 out of 12 or whatever, we'll just put that text in there so that it reserves the size essentially. And then I can just freely animate this progress label. So let's get a reference to the shadow label. Okay, and then when I go to set progress here, I am going to have to set the shadow. Yeah, let's just do this. Shadow label.text is equal to this, but this would be new progress value. So it's essentially the same thing, but I'm going to set the shadow label text once every time update progress is called, and then the progress label itself will either be animated or set up immediately. So that should be all right. All right, let's see if that fixes the shifting around. I think it should. I think it should fix it. Well, it's not shifting around as it's animating, but it's also not being updated early enough. Okay, so why is that happening? Actually, maybe I just do that. Let's see what that does. I shouldn't see any shifting at all. So maybe I'll just set that label size to whatever the max is. Or maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. Okay, so that's very nice and clean now. Why wasn't it working before? New progress value. Oh. Shoot. I think what I want to do is probably just do something like update shadow progress. I don't know if I really like that, but oh, I still need the well, whatever, that's probably fine. I don't know. This is a little bit wonky. But we do update shadow progress here to current progress. I think that'll work. Okay, good. All the tricks you need to do to make everything work. Cool. Well, that seems to work pretty good. So now, let's see, prevent label in progress item from shifting during animation. Okay, so that's done. So only a couple more things to do on this. What I do want to do is test this end to end. So I am going to turn off all these things and then enable test player cards. I guess that's fine. Okay, let's clear the save data, go into the game. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to, I think apply poison is one of them. Let's just do this. Add item, skull tower. And then we're also going to do add item, ceremonial dagger. Okay. Oops. Uh-oh. Is my announcement not working? Object reference not set to instance of object. I forgot to do a null check there. That's all right. Just close that. Okay. Booster option contains a guaranteed fungus item. Whatever could it be? Copy the poison abilities. Okay. All right, so let's just do this. We're just gonna apply some poison, some armor, and then we're gonna see if I get some progress when I abandon the run. Yippity doo-dah, kerblam. Sell this, cool. All right, and then I do abandon run, yes. $50 poison, 500 poison stacks in a single encounter. I got to 5. Apply 20,000 poison, 50. Apply 20,000 armor. Ooh, 49. Cool. So go back to the menu. I'm just going to make sure this whole loop works. So we're going to go to start. Let's grab the necromancer, go back in. Let's see if I acquire an undead item. Will there be an undead? Oh, there we go. Undead item. Let's take the undead item. Where is it? Oh, this is undead. All right, I'll take that. So I should get progress on acquiring undead items there. Let's also do enchant. I don't think I have any challenges related to applying enchants. Kinwar's Cauldron. And then let's just, I don't know, maybe I'll die intentionally here and see what happens. So start combat, auto resolve, I died. We'll spend a resurrection stone. Go ahead and die in combat again. I have to end the run. We'll see what happens here. I got two undead items. That's the only challenge progress I made. Cool. And then let's just do one more attempt. I want to make progress on something that I've already made progress on, just to make sure that it tallies up correctly. So let's just go ahead and add the skull tower item again. So we'll add the skull tower so we get some armor. I keep forgetting that. Let's just go this way. There's an undead item in here. Look at that, another undead item. I will go ahead and grab that as well. And then we'll go into the combat. I'll just do the combat. I won somehow. That's great. Skeleton Rogue, another undead item. Let's just sell all these. So I did apply armor. Let's just sell that. Let's grab a ritual item. Sell, sell, sell. Upgrade, we'll just skip. Okay, start combat. I'll die. Abandon the run. Nice. Yep, that is definitely working. Awesome. Cool. All right, that challenge progress system is working. Hello, Anno the Dev. Welcome. Good to see you. How do you add stuff to debug? You can add your own custom project settings. So you just type in whatever you want the setting to be, the sort of path for the setting that determines where it gets placed in here. You can add whatever type you want for it. You click add, and there you go. And then you can just read it from the project settings at runtime. Rib cage. Welcome back, Blair William. Are you going to do the GMTK Jam this year? No, I'm probably not. No. Rip Bozo. No, I'm probably not going to do the GMTK Jam, unfortunately. YouTube auto-corrected that or something. Oh, gotcha. I was like, ribcage. Okay, whatever. Rip Bozo makes a lot more sense. Okay, so all that is working. I have a couple more things to do on this unlock stuff, and then that will be done. This present challenges in a better way. And that is actually done too. We are making great strides here. I'll try to do it and make you proud. Sounds good. Is GMTK special in any way or just another game jam? Well, it's the largest game jam, I think, in the world. Maybe not. Maybe it's not. Maybe the global game jam is bigger. But it's like definitely up there in terms of the bigness of it. So the reason why the bigger game jams are fun is because, number one, if you place very highly, it means a lot more, right? Because the competition is a lot harder. And number two, you know, there's always the chance that your game is going to be shown off in a video that gets 1 million views or whatever, right? So, you know, I like participating in the bigger jams precisely because of the fact that the competition is harder, right? Like, it's a lot easier to do really well in a game jam that only has like 100 entries. But if you're competing against 8,000 or 9,000 entries and you get into like the top 200 or the top 100, that's actually quite an accomplishment, right? Like I did, let's see. Firebelly. Oh my gosh, I can't type .itch.io. My game Ace of Sphinx was a submission to GMTK Jam 2022. So here's my game from GMTK 2022. I got a position of 72 overall out of 6,000 entries. So that was like, that's the reason why it's fun, right? Because a position of 72 out of 6,000 entries, right, is pretty darn good, actually, right? So it's always fun to try to like get into the upper echelons of that. Well, I forgot how this one did. This one did not do so well. Oh, there's no overall category. So this one, Retro Mortis, was ranked 230 in enjoyment out of 9,500 entries. So 3,500 more entries. So yeah, it's just fun to try to get into the top ranks. It's a little bit more pressure, a little bit more competition, that kind of thing. More exposure, yeah. I think it's the only one that breaks the itch servers every year. Could be. Hold on 1 second. I gotta give this spammer a piece of my mind. Spam calls are annoying me. BRB. All right, they must have heard me because they hung up right before I was going to answer it. You're lucky, spammer. You're lucky. All right, so I want to show an unlock notification when there are unlock points. So now I got to go figure out how that whole mess of a system works. Unlock indicator. All cards unlock indicator, characters, card packs unlock indicator. This one, how does that one work? Let's see. Okay, so unlock tree button. This is gonna, let's call this unlock tree indicator. We'll rename this to unlock tree indicator. Unlock tree indicator. Unlocks manager get unlock points remaining is greater than 0. And then update unlock indicators. Okay. So let's do another test. That might actually just be all that I need to do. So let's do another test here. I'm going to enable quick unlocks. And this is just a debug setting that basically makes it so that anything that has a numerical value, like apply 20,000 armor, it will unlock after I apply 1 armor. So I can just like speed run the unlock process in a development build. So I'm going to clear my save data again. We're going to go into the game. I will get the skull tower, I'll apply some armor, I'll die, I'll go to the menu. It should say, you know, +1 unlock point. I'll go to the unlock menu. Oh, the other thing, actually, before I do this, unlock indicator. Has any new unlocks? New unlocks that has any, or get unlock points remaining is greater than 0. Let's put that in there as well. Okay. Let's just go to combat as quickly as possible. You worked on Ace of Sphinx alone? I did, yeah. All my game jam, well, not all the game jams. Most of the game jam games are solo projects. Apply some armor, put that back. I guess I can just abandon the run. What happens if I abandon the run from here? Will that work? Let's see. Oh, it didn't work. But let's see if I have an unlock point. 2 points remaining. Oh, because I had a ritual item. Oh, and the armor. So maybe I should update. Oh, that's a little bit confusing, isn't it? But I do have 2 points remaining, so let me try this. Get that. Okay. Unlock tree. So that has the unlock indicator artifact here. Okay. So if I spend my points on my unlock tree and I got the note. So the unlock indicators did not update when I used the unlock tree, which is unfortunate. Ooh, that's not good either. Or maybe it's fine. I don't know. Is that fine? Maybe I shouldn't play. Okay, I'm gonna have to think about that. It also didn't add any unlock indicators here either. I think that's fine. Actually, that's probably fine because I don't need to. Like, it tells you what you unlocked here, and I also know what I unlocked here, so. It's probably all right. I don't think I need to go overboard on this. Unlock indicators. Handle is not initialized. Classic. The most important part is that these are showing up in this menu now. So the cursed figurehead, the giant squid, and the jellyfish, that's all part of this. So okay. Why is this one not marked as complete though? Let's do some work on the challenge list, but I want to fix this first. 0 point remaining. Also, maybe I'll fix the vine growth thingamabobber. So your Aseprite hours, I went to check mine. It's 1,009 now, still a long way to go. Yeah. I mean, the thing about those hours though is like, you know, I could be working on other aspects of my game and just have Aseprite open because I did something for 5 minutes when I started my development session, and then like 4 hours later it's still open, right? So it's not, you know, 100% of those hours are not me actually actively doing pixel art, but I think it is like a good, like I almost always have Aseprite open when I'm developing my games. So, you know, it's basically like I've done at least 3,000 hours of like game development since I've had Aseprite. More than that, of course, like I don't have Aseprite open right now, obviously, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's definitely my highest playtime thing in my Steam library. So we don't want that vine. Okay, so a couple things. Let me write this down so I don't forget. Don't play vine leaf animation on restore, and challenge progress list items are not brightened when complete. Okay. So unlock tree. Play in, play vine grow, selected line. Let's do bool, skip particles, equals false, play vine grow, skip particles equals false, skip particles, and then in here, if target line equals selected line and not skip particles. And then in the unlock tree, we'll just go ahead and put skip particles there. So let's see if that works. These lines aren't animating in anymore either. Why is that not happening? All the lines should be animating. That's not good. Did I break that? There we go. But it doesn't... Now it's not dimming. Register tree update state. Is it not setting the dim level on that correctly? What the heck? Why is it not setting the dim level correctly? Also, it keeps putting this progress value back. Why is it doing that? So the dim level works. Why is it doing that? I turn the progress down to 0. This unlock tree line template. This progress is not... Okay, we're going to just redo that. Okay, place the lines again. Yeah, this gets set to 1. What the heck, man? Something's funky. Unlock tree, place lines. Tool dupe material. Unlock tree. Okay, so line. Unlock tree line. Is this? So this is a tool script. Update line length. Set shader parameter progress. Oh. That's unfortunate. Well, it's not the progress that's the problem right now, for some reason. Oh, right. It's setting the shader parameter here, but it's not going to save that. It's not going to save that to the scene. Why doesn't it save that to the scene? Wait a minute. If I save the unlock tree here, that is probably going to save the progress, actually. Nope. What? Well, I don't know why that's working, but it's working. Why is the dim not working though? Update state, on tree item unlocked, dim level. Okay, let's put a breakpoint there. Launch, let's just do launch. This is a little bit of a mess. So it is working. Set shader parameter dim level. Is this ever being set? I wonder why that's not working. Oh, I know why it's not working, because I'm changing the material on the root node. Oh. That was a consequence of me refactoring. Oh, this is... Material is... Oh, that's why... What? Hold on a second. What in the world is going on? That does not have use parent material on. That doesn't have use parent material on either. So wait, was this just not doing anything? Let's get rid of that. This would be default line dot material. I should probably just build and make sure this works. I forgot to update the material references after I restructured the scene. That's why it's not working. Okay, so we built, let's place lines. I don't really know why it's working in here, but that's okay. Unlock menu. Let's see if this works. Okay, so the lines are dimmed now. Okay. Oops. That's no good. Very pretty game. Thank you, Chud W. I appreciate that. Out of curiosity, do you use event buses? If so, in what situations do you reach for this pattern? And in which situations do you avoid it? Do you use autoloads for this or just pure C# classes? I do have an autoload singleton that acts as an event bus or a signal bus. And the only times when I use it is when like an event is truly global, that I need to know when something happens and I need to know about it at like basically every level of the tree, or I could want to know about it at any level of the tree, right? So in other words, it's an event that is very significant that cannot really be siloed to any particular subtree, if that makes sense. So for instance, I have signals that tell me, for example, that I've entered a boss fight. And I might need to know if I entered a boss fight to track some statistics, right? And I might need to know if I entered a boss fight to trigger the boss fight music. And I might need to know about a boss fight so an artifact can respond to that, right? And so all of those things need to respond to like entering a boss fight, but they're all in different parts of the tree. Like there is no way to cleanly get that signal to all of the far reaches of the tree that it needs to be at. And so the best thing to do in that situation is to just create an auto load node that contains the signal definition from which you emit the signal. And then because it's an auto load node, everything knows that it's going to exist. And so anything that needs to listen for a boss fight enter can connect to that auto load and can respond to that event when that happens. So it's stuff like that, like things that are truly global that need to be known about, that need to be responded to by multiple systems in the game. That's when I elevate stuff to like a global like signal bus. But yeah, I try not to do that if it's just like, you know, like I have a bunch of signals in this that I don't really need to know when something gets unlocked outside of this tree. So I don't really need to, you know, make that a global event. But I hope that helps. Hello, Hamlet Game Dev. Welcome back. Good stuff. I literally have absolute everything globally accessible. My whole game is a single huge class. Well, that's a way to do it. So do you use like the managers to handle other non-global event signals that aren't hyper-specific to particular nodes objects? Yeah, so the managers are like quasi-singletons. So these, like the alchemy manager, artifact manager, these things are kind of like global singletons as well, except these only exist in the context of a run. So an alchemy manager will not be present in the tree when I'm at the main menu. Neither will an artifact manager, board effect manager, so on and so forth, right? So these are things that need to retain some state and handle some system that I need to be globally accessible or semi-globally accessible. And so the way that I'm doing this is that these all get added to a group that shares the name. So this will be added to the run statistics manager group. And the way that I've set it up is that I'm guaranteed that there is either going to be a run statistics manager in the tree or there's not. Like there can't be more than one. There can only ever be at most one, but there could also be zero. So when I'm in the context of a run, I may have like a different system in the game that is ultimately a descendant of this run manager, but it needs to know about some artifacts. And so the artifact manager is just there where I can fetch information from it. But the nice thing about doing it this way rather than hoisting these into autoloads is that all of this state gets cleaned up and recreated when I enter or when I exit and enter a run, right? So I don't have global state hanging around. As soon as I go back to the main menu, all the state that's captured in all of these managers gets erased, right? And it's only when I go back into the game that all that state either gets reconstructed from the save file or it gets created brand new for a new run. So I like that pattern too, because again, I don't have to worry about global state, because one of the most common things that happens if you elevate a bunch of things to the global state is that you forget to clean something up, some piece of data up, and then you go into another run and that piece of data is still hanging around, and so it like negatively affects the run, right? Like you might go back into the run and discover like, oh, I still have my artifacts from the last run because I forgot to clear the artifact state in between the runs. And then you know, that gets more complicated to manage as you have more ways of exiting a run, right? Like I can exit a run by defeating the final boss. I can exit a run by abandoning the run. I can exit the run by getting killed and clicking the end run button. Now, ideally, that should all go through the same like end run system anyway, but you can see that like the more global state you're managing and the more ways you have of doing things in the game that should clean up the global state, the more likely it is that you're going to forget to clean up some global state and you're going to end up with a subtle bug when you go into the next run, right? So by making this state data, this manager data, part of the run scene itself, as soon as that run scene gets freed, so too does all of that data, right? So I try not to store like global state in my autoloads. My autoloads are like truly global things that just have state that will always be there. So like I have an options autoload node because I always want to know like what is the current music volume, right? Like that is just something that's always going to exist from the moment you start the game. There's no situation where, okay, I need to reset like the volume state now. I mean, there is a situation like that, but it's not dependent on what the player's actually doing in the game. That is just a global state that can be tweaked through the options menu, right? So I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm doing management games, so I send entities to do stuff. I'm using sub viewports to keep track of which entities are, to keep track on what entities are doing. Event bus comes in handy to notify stuff. Gotcha. In this particular unlock system, don't the unlocks need to be emitted to the other systems, or is it like flipping bits in data? No, nothing needs to be notified. Nothing needs to be notified when something becomes unlocked. And the reason why is because I check the unlock state on demand whenever I need to do something. So if I unlock a card bundle, an item bundle, and it adds new items to the loot pool, right? I only need to know what items are in the loot pool when I'm constructing the loot tables for all of the boosters and shops and stuff. But that only happens once at generation time. I don't need to know like beyond that when something gets unlocked. I just look at the current unlock state whenever I need it and just run off of that, right? Like there's no cached unlock state. Like the unlock state is stored in the unlock model, which gets persisted to the save file. But anytime I need to know anything about the current state of something's unlock, I just go directly to that save model and read from it and say, is this thing unlocked? So I don't need to respond immediately to anything being unlocked. It's just like the next time a relevant unlock check will happen, it will have updated data, if that makes sense. I got to go. Watching you work is super motivating, man. Keep getting at it. I believe in you. Thank you, Anno the Dev. I appreciate that. Have a good day, and thanks for joining. Thanks for the in-depth breakdown. I was having a bit of an existential crisis around if I'm doing events wrong, but I think I largely don't need global events yet, so no need for an event boss. Yeah, you're welcome. It's one of those things where, like, people have strong opinions about it either way, but my approach is always like, just do whatever makes your system the easiest to work on, right? And sometimes that means, yeah, you should be paying attention to like what the potential side effects are of the design of a system. But other times it's like ignoring what people say and like, yeah, I know like in an ideal dogmatically adherent world, we wouldn't be doing this X, Y, and Z thing. But at the same time, doing it makes my life a lot easier and I'm not going to overdo it. So it's fine, right? So a lot of it is just about making judgment calls and not necessarily being dogmatic about it. Like if you don't feel like you need global events, then yeah, you don't need to use them, right? Conversely, if you feel like you're overusing global events, then maybe you should pay attention to that, right? But beyond that, if everything's comfortable for you and everything's relatively straightforward to work on and work with, then yeah, I don't really see any problems with that. Okay. What am I doing? I don't even know. Oh, I want to fix the 0 point remaining. Also, acquire 100 undead items. Alchemize 10 items. Reach 100 bleed stacks in a single encounter. Let me try something. So if I do... Yeah, let's try... I'm going to just add... What applies bleed? I think the scythe applies bleed. Add item scythe. So I'll put the scythe over there. I want to see if the unlock notification goes away after I spend the unlock point. Abandoned run. So unlocks, I have an unlock point here. I have 3 points remaining somehow. So that unlock notification is not going away. So this actually may be a situation where I do need to know that something has been unlocked. Also, does that save my unlock state when I go back in? Man, there's so many little details. So many little details. That unlock notification needs to go away. You know what? I don't think I like that I keep going back and forth on this. We're going to get rid of this skip particles. I don't care anymore. Skip particles. Skip particles. Skip particles. We're going to get away from that. Get rid of this. Okay. I just want to see what this looks like. So I need to force an update of the unlock notifications when I have spent all my skill points, but let's see. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I guess that's fine. It actually looks kind of fun for that to replay. I guess the only thing I'm worried about is maybe it will create too many particles if the whole tree is filled, but it probably won't be that big of an issue, honestly. We'll just keep that for now. I'll disable it if it becomes a problem. It's kind of fun for that animation to play, though, when you bring up the tree. Yeah, we'll keep it. Why not? So we do want the unlock notification to go away. So I need to go to my unlock menu. So on item unlock state updated. On unlock tree button pressed. Unlock tree container placeholder. Unlock tree container. I don't have any signals in here. Connected tree item unlocked. On tree update points remaining. I'm getting lost. So the singular goes first. Unlock tree container. Oh, the singular goes first. Oh, I just have these reversed. I was like, I'm so confused. I just had that reversed. Okay, we're good now. So that should work. I'm just going to preemptively mark that as fixed. So this is a situation where I probably actually do want to emit a signal. Public delegate void item, I don't know, item unlocked, event handler. We'll do tree item unlocked, event handler, on tree item unlocked, emit signal, tree item unlocked. So even in this case, like this is a case where I've got like multiple layers of this signal. Like this tree item unlocked is ultimately coming from the unlocked tree item. So I have a unlocked event handler here, right? The unlocked tree connects to that, listens for, so on item unlocked. So it listens for every tree item's unlocked signal. It forwards an unlocked signal from there, from the unlocked tree. And then the unlocked tree container connects to that item unlocked signal and then forwards another item unlocked signal. So even in this situation, I don't feel like I need a global event because I'm still dealing with a relatively small subtree that I need to bubble up the unlock signal through. And so I just have to forward the signal a couple times. But because it just keeps going up the tree and it ultimately is going to stop at the unlocks menu here, that's why I'm not using a global signal, because it's not really globally relevant. Like, I just need to listen for it basically up to, where is it? I basically need to just listen to it up to like this point here, right? So those signals are ultimately coming from this unlocked tree container placeholder, and it's just bubbling up to this level. But this is where it just needs to stop. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say unlock tree container connect to, oops, unlock tree container, please. Connect to tree item unlocked on unlock tree item unlocked. We'll go down here. On tree item, on unlock tree item unlocked, update unlock indicators. So just like that. Now that may actually give me a little bit of a game of whack-a-mole. Let me see. I'm gonna have to edit my save file, I think. Alchemortis.json. Completed challenges. Let's get rid of the artifact ring. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll just get rid of the artifact ring. Let's go back into the game and see. Got our unlocks. We've got the scythe there. We've got our unlocked tree. There's 1 point remaining. Let's spend it. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's good. That subjugator's ring should appear there. Why is there so much of a gap there? That seems wrong to me. Oh, because there's going to be... Oh, there's unlocked text there. I'm going to have to do something with the artifact unlock text. Okay. I do need to update that. Man, so much to do. We'll get rid of this one, though. Okay, anyway. I think we're good to go. So let's just get rid of the artifact ring again out of this. I'm going to rerun this. Let's see if the artifact ring... The artifact ring, will it disappear from here? Actually, let me see. I hope it does. It does not. Okay. This is also wrong. So if I ever have a situation where I can like refund skill tree points. Wait, why is that still wrong? Why is that still wrong? If I ever have a situation where I want to refund the unlock points, I'm going to need to update the unlocks. Now, wait a minute. Pedigree. Resource unlocks by ID. Resource unlocks by ID. Artifact unlock model. Yeah. So if I have the artifact ring here, it's like the tree item. If I ever remove this, I will also have to remove that from here. If I do those two things, it should work. But now it's like, oh, I forgot to update. Right, I forgot to build the translations. That's why it's still wrong. Okay. Build the translations. Let's just make sure this works now. So unlock menu, unlock tree, 1 point remaining. I shouldn't see the subjugator's ring in here anymore. Right, okay. So no subjugator's ring. I go here, I click it, 0 points remaining. That's correct. Go to artifacts. I should see the subjugator's ring. Okay, so that's all working. It's just the data, I guess the data model is a little bit weird because I changed the way that unlocks work. And so I'm still using some aspects of the old data model, which is making it a little bit confusing to reason about. I think what I would rather do is if an unlock is tied to a tree item, I would use this as the source of truth, because then I can just remove things from here, and anything that's like dependent upon this being unlocked could just be automatically detected as such. But yeah, I probably would just get rid of this resource unlocks by ID, honestly. Well, actually, maybe that wouldn't work. Artifact. I know I gotta catch up on the chat. Sorry. I'm just like deep into thinking about this. Resource unlocks by ID. Is resource unlocked? Set artifact resources unlocked. Artifact unlocked definition resource. Is artifact unlocked? Get artifact unlock resource for artifact ID. Yeah, see, I don't know. Get artifact unlock resource for ID. Artifact ID to artifact unlock resource. Yeah, I don't know if I need this. I might change that right now, actually. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I might change it. Finding that balance has been difficult. I think if I was full-time game dev, it would be easier, but it's not in the card, so I have to make do with what I have, with what little time I could spend on it. Yeah. Well, is that unlock correct? It looks like it's connected to a node further down the tree and unlocked too. Yeah, so the problem is I didn't support the situation where, like, I'm making the assumption that all of the unlocks have to be connected to each other, which is a good assumption, right? Because it's a directed graph. It has, or it's not a directed graph, but it's a graph with edges, right? And like, you can't unlock anything unless it's going to be connected to something that's already unlocked. But when I go in and manually delete one of the nodes that are unlocked from the save file, it doesn't know how to handle that situation, because in that case, I still had this one marked as unlocked, but I removed this one. And so it was detecting that these three were unlocked and then this fourth one was unlocked, but it didn't have a connected unlock, and so it was just broken, right? Now, I probably do want to support that situation because I could theoretically put out an update post-launch to the unlock tree that moves things around. And what I wouldn't want to do is like clobber what people have already unlocked. What I'd want to do instead is allow that item to stay unlocked, but just not allow you to do anything from that until you establish a connection to it again, right? The other option would be to, at runtime on startup, just detect if anything is marked as unlocked, which is not actively connected to something that is also unlocked, and just mark that item as locked again and refund the point, right? So there's a couple of ways to approach that, but yeah, these are the kinds of things that you have to think about, right? Like, what happens if I have existing save files on all these people's PCs, but I want to change the tree structure? How do I handle that situation? And I don't think that pigeonholing yourself into saying, well, I can't change the tree after release, I don't think that's a good idea. I think it's better to make this robust to changes and just have it deal with those edge cases. But yeah. Hello, Opacheco Dev, welcome. Oceanese fan, welcome, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Let's see, unlock tree line. Let's get rid of that. I'm just gonna make sure I did all this stuff correctly. Okay, various unlock improvements is what we're gonna call this. Okay, I don't care about those. The system is coming together though. It's getting there. It's getting there. Sounds like you need to design a migration path from version to version. I actually don't think that's necessary either. I mean, it may be necessary. I do have a migrations framework in place, which allows me to do that. And you can even see in here during one of the play tests, I had a V5 to V6 migration, and I fixed a bunch of bad data in this migration here. So I do have a migration system in place. So if I need to change the shape of the save data, I can do that. But I'd rather design the system in a way that makes it unnecessary. Like, I should only need to do save migrations in like extreme situations, right? Because, you know, every time you do a save migration is an opportunity to break somebody's save. So I want to do that as little as possible. And actually, does this save migration system create a save backup before it does anything? I don't think it does. Maybe it does. Let's see. I don't think I am creating a backup. Okay, I have a million things to think about. I'll put this in the backlog. Add backup, or let's do this. Create save file backup on migration detected. We're gonna want to do that for sure. Okay, anyway, I do want to change this. So many things to do. Why is there so many things to do? This is the thing about game dev. It's like these little details. Like I spent all day and this morning just getting those challenge progress bars animated and textured and all that stuff. And it's like, it's such a minor thing. It makes basically no difference to the gameplay, but it took like a whole day and a half to do. Anyway, whatever. I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and then when I come back, I'm going to clean up some of this unlock stuff, and then I'm going to try to finish these 2 items here so we can mark this one as done. But anyway, I'll be right back in just 3 minutes, and we'll continue on. All right, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. Should I turn this up? I'm brighter. I'm brighter now. Uh-oh. Oh, I forgot something. 1 second. Please. Sorry. Be right back. Again. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Oh, my God. He escaped his to-do list. into his to-do list, yeah. Okay, so I kind of want to just get rid of this. Get rid of resource unlocks by ID. Is resource unlocked? I don't care. Do I care about that? Get unlock definition resource. So artifact ID. Unlocked tree item IDs. I wish I had a better name for that, but unlock registry. Yeah, this would just be model dot unlock tree item IDs dot contains ID. Set as unlocked. Do I care about this? Unlock definition. Yeah, I might just get, I think I should just get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get artifact unlock. Yeah, so I would just return unlock resource dot is unlocked equals true, or oh, I need the unlock. What the heck? This is a mess. Whatever, I guess we'll just do that. Non-resource dot try get value artifact ID out var is unlocked. I think that's how to do it. Yeah, I think that's how to do it. I don't know if I need this set as unlocked anymore. Am I even... This is a mess. This should really just be in here, actually. This should just be a public void that does this. That's really what should happen. And I don't care about that at all. So I just do set as unlocked here. Where is this even called? Unlock tree item, set resources unlocked. Do I even want to do that? I mean, I could just do unlock definition resource. I could just do that. Or I could continue going through the set resources unlocked. Yeah, actually, maybe what I'll do, yeah, I'll do this. We get rid of that. We get rid of this. We put that in here instead. And we add unlock definition resource.id. Okay, we'll do that instead. Artifact, we're getting rid of this. Goodbye. Is unlocked model. Okay. This should hopefully dramatically simplify things. Oops, I built the wrong thing. Check my Sprite hour sitting at 1979. There you go. That's good. Card pack unlock definition resource. Goodbye. Card pack model set resources unlocked. Unlocks by ID. I don't care about this either. I don't think I need the card pack unlock model anymore. We are going to yeet this out of the stratosphere. Goodbye. Because those are all tied to the unlock tree. So card pack unlock definition resource is unlocked. This would be model.unlock tree item IDs contains ID. We get rid of this. Record new unlock. Is this even used anywhere? Find all references. Man, I'm breaking all kinds of things. Set card unlocked. Card unlock model. I think that's right. I don't know. Let's get rid of this. I don't think I need the character unlock medal either. I think I need to redo this whole system. I don't think I need the character unlock model. We're just gonna go Scorched Earth. Get rid of this. I do need the card unlock model and the artifact unlock model because cards, if they don't belong to an unlock item in the tree, then they become unlocked by acquiring them, and the same is true of artifacts. But I really don't think that I need the character unlock model. I don't think I need the character unlock model, and I don't think I need the card pack unlock model. So is unlocked, this just becomes model.unlockTreeItemIDs.contains ID, and we get rid of this. And then card pack unlock model, this goes away now, delete this. I don't need that. Okay, is card unlocked? Card pack unlocked, so this would just be, yeah, this would just be unlock tree item IDs.contains pack.id. Is card pack unlocked? Unlock model tree item IDs dot contains pack ID. Is character unlocked is equal to unlock tree item IDs dot contains. I think that should work. Now the thing I'm curious about is the record new unlock. Why is this never called? Unlock definition resource dot record new unlock. And I need new unlocks. Where? Data initializer dot unlock model dot new unlocks. Can I just put that in there? Interesting. Can I just dramatically simplify everything? I probably messed something up. But this is the time to make the changes before release. Well, let's just clear my save data. I will be curious to see what I broke here. But that should be a dramatic simplification. Let's just put God mode in there. Let me check my unlocks first. We've got an artifact. Okay, all items. We got these guys. Good. Characters. There's 2 unlocked. I have to add an unlock resource for whatchamacallit. Add an unlock resource for the paladin. Okay, let's abandon the run. Abandon that run. Okay, so I go back to the menu. I take a look at my unlocks here. I've got some points in my unlock tree. Okay, if I click this, that has updated all items. Look at that. Okay, we got the unlock things there now. And then artifacts. So I don't have any more unlock points. So let's go ahead and try this again. Let's play as the paladin. Okay, add item ceremonial dagger. We'll do some poison damage. I should get an unlock point from that. I guess I have to travel a little bit. Do you know Zach McCracken? No, but that's a cool name. Welcome, Pseudo, please. No, I don't know who that is. If you want to explain who they are, that would be great. Zach McCracken. Is that a real name? Kind of reminds me of McLovin. Okay. We'll abandon the run from here. I should get some points from the poison. Excellent. To menu. Unlocks. Unlock. Okay, so I've got the ceremonial dagger. Unlock tree. I also got a new artifact somehow. Oh yeah, the corrupted sword. Right. So I go to my unlock tree. If I grab the flame, that puts a new unlock in my artifact. Look at that. Wow. Okay, and then I want to do this. Artifact, I just want to make sure that this is working. So artifact loot table manager. For artifact ID, we're going to put a conditional breakpoint here. Artifact ID is equal to flame. Let's launch the game, and I want to see if that logic works, because I did delete some stuff. So artifact ID is flame. Artifact, so has unlock resource, true. Unlocks manager is artifact unlocked, true. Cool. All right, so that is working. So just a spot check there. Actually, that's great. I cleaned up a lot of this model, which is good. Dramatically reduced the complexity. Cool, all right. There is another change I want to make to this while I'm here, but let's just streamline, unlock, model. This is far more easy to reason about now. Get rid of all that stuff. I think I'm going to try my hand at the Godot Wild Jam. Yeah, good luck. That one's a fun one. I've done that once before. Okay. I'm going to change these to hash set string. Oh, I don't need to record new unlock for this. Yeah, I don't need to record new unlock for card packs. Is card pack newly unlocked? Okay. Dot artifact dot add artifact ID dot add card ID. I didn't realize that when I was setting up this model that I could serialize hash sets. So I was using dictionaries that were just either true or false, but that was like not necessary. So we'll change it to a hash set. Hello, Lukey. I guess I'll answer for Pseudo, please. If he's AFK, I think he's referencing the late 80s adventure game. I never played it, but I had a following. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't... I haven't played like any of those really old games. I don't need this card unlock icon either. Oh my gosh, I can just clear all this stuff. Okay, let's just get rid of the card unlock icon then. Delete. Oh, I also need to remove it from... Delete here. Remove. Okay, get rid of this. Don't need that. Okay, unlocks manager. Okay, let's just build again. Inspector bundle content. Actually, I think I want this to be for each var card ID in card IDs. New unlocks dot card dot add card ID. I think that's what I want. But in terms of this, I think that's it. I should probably make sure this still works, but yeah. Let's build. Man, I love deleting code. I love deleting code. All right, let's take a look. Really old cries in the late 40s. Yeah, it's okay. I'll be there someday. I have no points remaining. What the heck, man? What are you making now? I'm not making anything necessarily. I'm just refactoring some code. Just cleaning some things up that are annoying me. Okay. And that combat. All right. So we got some new artifacts in here. So what I want to see is if I unlock this bundle, which I can't do yet, but as soon as I unlock that bundle, I want to see if that gives me the card unlock notifications. So we go to to menu. We should see a little unlocks indicator. I go to my unlock tree. I have 4 points remaining. Jeepers. Why do I have 4 points remaining? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Bundle deep sea. Bam. I should be able to inspect that. There's my deep sea bundle. I go to my items. There's all of my indicators. That's perfect. Let's also do this one and that one. Apprentice reagent bundle will go here. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's working so good. Then I clear this one, clear that one. Excellent. Okay. I think we can call that a success. And I think if I go to my alchemortis.json, where is that? This looks a lot better now. We've got the card unlock model, unlocks by ID. Oh, I should probably change that. Artifact, non-resource artifact unlocks. Okay. Let's change those to use hash sets as well. I think that just looks so much nicer. Because if I'm just going to be storing a key with a Boolean, I might as well just use a hash set. I think that makes it just easier to read too. So, okay, so cleaning up unused unlocks and models. So we push that. Let's change, let's go to card unlock model. We're going to change this to a hash set string. We'll rename this to unlocked IDs. We will return unlocked IDs dot contains card ID, and then set card as unlocked IDs dot add card ID. Okay, and then what's the other one? Artifact unlock model. This also becomes a hash set. String non-resource artifact unlocked IDs dot add artifact ID return dot contains artifact ID. Okay, build. Clear save data. All right. Let's just give it one more go just for due diligence purposes. Actually, I wonder if I could just add another skeleton warrior. And then if I abandon the run, if that will give me credit for getting an undead item. It didn't. Son of a biscuit. We should add an unlock condition for the paladin as well. Let's just do add item skull tower, boom, boom. Go here. How can I send you a shader I made for you to rate? And can you show what things you use in VS Code so I can too? I'm not going to be reviewing anything specifically. You're welcome to share it in the Discord server if you want. I may take a look at it and comment on it, but other people can do that as well. But in terms of VS Code, I'm not doing anything fancy in VS Code. I just have the C# extensions. I've got the Dracula theme extension, and I've got like some file icon extensions. That's it. I haven't done anything super special with VS Code. It's just, I guess the one that I could mention that's kind of nice is the to-do tree extension, because it will highlight your to-dos, but it also provides this view where you could see all of your to-dos in your code base. So that's the one extension that's like, that I have, that's kind of like not the norm. All the rest of these things, these are just random development things. They're not like, I've got Claude Code installed. Bunch of stuff for working in WSL. I've got Tailwind because sometimes I do web development. It's like, yeah, I don't think there's anything super relevant there. I'm not doing anything fancy. Okay, so we go to abandon run, see what happens. For Godot, yeah, I mean, I don't have any Godot extensions. I just use C#. I have this Godot tools here. This gives syntax highlighting for GDScript, but I have this disabled at the moment for whatever reason. Oh, the reason I have it disabled is because it shows an annoying warning when it can't connect to the language server. And sometimes I have VS Code open without Godot open, and so there is no language server. But yeah, the Godot tools extension is a good one. But that's basically it. Nothing super fancy. All right, I think this is working pretty good. And then we look at this, and now this is like, this should be super nice. Yeah, unlocks by ID. Oh, I have to rename this. Okay. unlocked IDs, and then non-resource unlocked IDs. So when you're doing JSON with system.text.json, C# will, read the property name and use that as the JSON property name. I don't think it's a good idea to rely on that though, because I could theoretically at some point in the future rename a property. And if I do that and I forget that the JSON property name is being derived from that, it will break player saves, right? So for all of my save models, I'm explicitly defining what the JSON property name is. So that way, if I rename this symbol, it's not going to break how it's read from the save file. It's just an extra layer of safety so that, because like if I just totally renamed this field and I didn't have this, it would essentially erase the player unlocks, which I don't want to happen, right? So I like to be, explicit whenever I can be, like lock things down as much as possible, make them as resilient as possible to like slight changes in the code. But while I'm in development, I want the names to match. So, but that's a pretty safe change. I'm not even going to bother testing that. Use hash set for unlocked models. I'm not going to do that right now. Totally not brain rot. I'm busy. Okay, so update artifact unlock condition. Okay, so I didn't even complete any of these two things. Challenge progress list items are not brightened when complete. Okay. Let's fix that. Unlocks. Okay, so this one should be marked as complete because it's 1 out of 1. So let's go to the challenge list. Group by is challenge completed. Is challenge completed. Order by. Yeah, we want to do that. Update progress, skip animation set as complete. This should hopefully just be a one-line change. Look at that. So these ones are a little wonky because I have a debug setting on that marks these challenges as complete as soon as I score 1 point towards them. So in the full game, in the real version of the game, these would all be filled. Although that's a good point. If I ever changed these numbers, like let's say I increased this to 30,000, but there's already existing player saves, then this could potentially be marked as complete. Oh. No, it should be fine. So there would be a display bug here, which I guess I don't need to spend the time to fix it. The most important thing is that it's not going to award the player another unlock point. Because the way that I'm deriving the unlock points is actually, I'm not storing an integer that says, here's how many unlock points you have. I'm deriving the unlock points from the save data. So if I go to my alchemortis.json, so we have the completed challenges and then the unlocked tree item IDs, right? So I'm deriving the number of unlock points you have by counting the number of elements in this hash set and subtracting the number of elements in this hash set, right? So if I have 3 completed challenges and 3 items in here, then I have no unlock points remaining, right? But if I were to remove one of these, I would have 1 unlock point. So that means that even if I change some numbers and a player recompletes a challenge, it won't get added into this hash set again, and it won't change the points. So I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Okay. Set challenge list items to brighter when complete. Okay. Update artifact unlock condition text. No flavor text for artifacts yet, so hide label. Do I still want to do flavor text for artifacts? Set artifact unlock resource. Okay. So we got a bunch of things to fix here. Delete that. Card unlock icon placeholder, get rid of that. Unlock progress label. We're gonna get rid of that because we don't have that anymore. Unlock bundled title, we can remove that. What did I say? Unlock progress label, we remove that. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Configure unlock progress. Remove unlock progress. Yeah. Remove that. We get rid of this. Remove that. Okay. Where is this unlock condition label? This is going to go away. What I want to say here unlocked in the unlock tree. Group translation groups.ui. Private const string UI unlock UI unlock unlocked in tree, I guess. How to open GDScript in VS Code? It's just a file. You just open it up. You open up your project folder in VS Code, and then you just click on the file, and there you go. Are you talking about from the editor, from the Godot editor, like to make it auto-open in VS Code? Is that what you're asking? If that's what you're asking, sorry, I misunderstood. I think external editor Yeah, that's .NET. External programs. Yeah, so if you search external in the general editor settings, so editor settings, external, you'll find text editor external, and then you've got your exec path, your exec flags. I think these exec flags are probably already filled for you, but you can copy mine if you want to pause the stream and look at this. But this exec path is basically VS Code installs by default to app data local programs Microsoft VS Code and then code.exe. So you need to point it to that executable. And then this, I'm pretty sure this is pre-populated for you. And then you need to check use external editor as on. So yeah, if you wanna pause the stream so you could take a look at that, go ahead and do that. But that's it. Okay. I might take a look later. Totally not brain rot. I might take a look later. What the heck? On character hover entered. What? Okay, character unlock condition. Oh, the character. Right, I need to fix this. Unlock condition labeled text. Set character unlock resource. Oh, this would just be UI unlocked in tree. Okay, whoops. Oh well, guess we're going. Guess we're going. Okay, build the translations, run the game. Let's see what else I broke. No, not abandoned run. Unlocks, unlock tree, artifacts. Unlocked in the unlock tree. Unlocked by acquiring during a run. Okay. Characters, unlocked in the unlock tree. Okay, that looks correct to me. So we're good there. Just make sure this looks good. Man, it is so nice that the translation file is a generated output of my code. Like, I am very, very happy that I went that direction because my code is the source of truth for everything, which is great. Okay. Update unlock condition text. Man, that feels so good. I feel like I just got a haircut, but for my unlock system. Okay. Update artifact. Oh, that's done. Oh, we're done. It's done, finally. Oh, I do need to present the challenges in a better way still, but let's... That's done. Oh. Excellent. Getting close. I need to rework... I don't know. Should we take a content break? I want to rework the lich stuff. I had some ideas for it when I was falling asleep last night and I forgot them. Something about... I want to do something with the lich. There's a couple ideas I had for the lich artifacts. Award a resurrection... Oops. So I want to award a resurrection. So I want the Lich to be based around having resurrection stones. Although I don't know if that's a good idea. Actually, yeah. So I want the Lich to be based around collecting resurrection stones. So what I'm thinking could happen is the Lich can gain resurrection stones pretty regularly throughout the game. And what would happen is like something would happen like all the items on your board gain +3 critical bonus for every resurrection stone that you have or something like that. So you get 5 resurrection stones, you got +15 critical bonus on your items. But then I would make it so that way anytime you die in combat, you have to spend all your resurrection stones. So he's kind of like a glass cannon kind of deal. So like every time you resurrect, you just use all of your resurrection stones, or maybe half of them or something like that, right? Because what I don't want to happen is I don't want it to be the case. Like I want to incentivize like your power increasing based on the resurrection stones you have, but then also make it so that way, you know, if you have 10 resurrection stones, you can't just like keep resurrecting at the boss fight when you have no DPS, right? So there would have to be some penalty for dying. That's pretty punishing. I might do something weird like you resurrect, you spend all of your resurrection stones. If you then win, so you go down to 0 resurrection stones. If you then win the combat, after that, maybe you get like half of them back, right? So let's say I go to the boss fight with 10 resurrection stones, I die, I go down to 0, but the boss has like 50 health remaining. So I eke out a win by doing 50 more damage to the boss, and then I get 5 resurrection stones back, right? So it's not so much of a setback, like it's a major setback for that combat, but then you get some of your power restored again when you make it through. So it's not like it's punishing for that combat, like really punishing for that combat because it's supposed to be a glass cannon build. But I also don't want to like permanently set the player back for the rest of the run by setting them to 0. So I may like restore some of them again, right? I think I might do something like that. Let me write that down before I forget. I think I have rework Lich artifacts in here somewhere. Hello, Artem. Good to see you. Welcome. Rework Lich artifacts. Where is that? Here it go. Okay. For every resurrection stone, items gain +3 critical bonus. Spend all resurrection stones on death. And then after winning the next combat, restore half of the original amount. Something like that. I think that could be interesting. But then we also need a resurrection stone generator artifact, or maybe that would all be wrapped up in... I'll probably make those 2 different artifacts or something. But anyway. I still need to do this. Okay, I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break again, and when I come back, I want to remove this combat log manager, and then maybe we'll rework the Lich artifacts, because I have a hankering to do that. But anyway, I'll be right back in just 3 minutes, and we will continue on. Okay, BRB. Okay, I'm back. So there's one cleanup item that I want to do, remove this combat log manager, because I believe that's powering the old combat log. This combat stats manager, let's see. Combat log manager, is anything referencing this? Combat stats manager. This one is the one that builds the report. Yeah, I don't think I need this combat log manager anymore. So we get rid of that. Register combat log. Okay. What else uses this? We get rid of the drawer. Get rid of that. The combat log manager. We get rid of this. Get rid of that. I don't think I'm using the combat log anywhere anymore. Oh, I don't need that. Okay, let's delete the combat log. This one and this one. Oh, the drawer UI is still referencing it. Delete. Wait a minute. Oh, maybe I still need that. No, I still need that. I can't delete the combat log itself. Okay, that's fine. Okay, combat log manager though, this is the one that's going away. Yeah, I don't need this. And we can get rid of on request and context modification. Yeah, that's going away. So actually this will tie into another piece of work that I need to do, which actually we get rid of that. We'll just get rid of that here entirely. We don't care about that. I guess I will need, yeah, this is gonna be a problem. On log changed. Get rid of this, on log cleared. Okay. Run manager, oops. Let's build. Come on, any day now. Any day now. Okay. Delete the combat log manager. Save. VS Code keeps opening. Combat log manager, delete this. Remove. Build again. Okay. Let's see what, if anything, broke. Actually, I wonder if I need to go to my drawer UI to save that. No, I don't think I do. Okay. So that combat log manager was for an old combat log approach. The combat summary view should still work. But that combat log oh. That looked incorrect. Oh! Wait a minute. The Harvestman legs broke. Actually, I don't think that's a bug. I think that just worked. So what happened there, I don't know if you saw that, but the Harvestman's legs broke when I sold it. And what happens under the hood when I quick sell is it gets transferred to the sell board, but it retains its visual position. That was just the easiest way to get it to work with the proper logic. But its legs broke when it got transferred to the sell board, and then the legs also sold. So I was going to say that's a bug, but actually it's not a bug because it works perfectly. Yeah, see the legs? Okay, maybe it doesn't work that perfectly, but it's not broken. I mean, I can just log that, I guess. Weird visual issue when Harvestman legs are broken in during quick sell transfer to sell board. That's not really that big of a bug. Like, I can tolerate that little bit of an issue. May not even be worth spending any other time thinking about, but that's kind of funny. Most important thing is it doesn't break anything. So it can look a little bit weird because it's not going to happen very often. So I should be able to open this combat summary and everything should be good and I should see no errors. Attempted to destroy giant harvestman multiple times. Oh, I can't. Yeah, okay, so maybe there is an issue with that, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got all this stuff looks good. I can sell these. I can still open this up. So I think what needs to happen is I need to pass this combat summary report into the run overview. Because if I go to my run overview now, I'm not going to be able to see anything about the final combat encounter or the combat summary. So yeah, I need to put that in there. But anyway, that is an item on my to-do list. But we remove. So that combat log was old, but it was still doing a bunch of like string operations. If you look in here, like it's building all these groups and I think it's building strings and stuff. And like, that's all happening during combat, which is adding some overhead. So just deleting that should be great for the game. Okay. Remove combat log manager. We're so close to having everything, all the milestones done that I want to have for the playtest. So close. But anyway, let's rework the Lich artifacts. Soul Lantern and Soul Jar. All allied items with empty ability slots gain innate damage. Okay. Every blood spent grants 1 resurrection stone. So we need a way of generating resurrection stones. Finally made Coyote Jump for my game. Next is Wall Climb and Jump. Very awesome. Very cool. Yeah, platformers they're good exercises in game development because there's a lot of weird things that you have to, weird timings that you have to get in place and like weird state management stuff you need to do. So yeah, platformers, as cliche as they are actually great exercises in learning game development concepts because there's actually a lot of tricky stuff there. The other thing that you might want to consider doing, totally not brain rot, is variable height jump, which is basically where your jump is higher the longer you hold the button, but if you release the button early, it like terminates the jump quicker, so you get less jump height. That's another good one to implement too. IDK how to do it. The basic way that you do it is, so you have your initial like jump velocity, right? So you say, okay, I'm going to send the player up at 200 pixels per second when I press the jump button, and then we're going to let gravity take over. But the way you implement a variable height jump, typically, at least the way I've done it and the way I've seen it done, is when you detect that the player is still moving upward after a jump, but they release the jump button, you actually increase the force of gravity until their upward velocity stops. So you go at 200 pixels per second up, right? Gravity is taking over, so it's modifying your velocity every frame. But when you release the button, what you might do is you might increase the gravity by like a factor of 3. So the player starts decelerating or falling to the ground faster. But you only want to apply that gravity multiplier until the player's Y velocity is no longer positive, or no longer negative, I'm sorry, right? So if your Y velocity is negative, that means that you're moving up the screen, right? So as soon as that flips from negative to positive, that means that you're falling back to the ground and you want to stop applying that gravity multiplier. But it's a little bit tricky, right? Because you only want to apply that gravity multiplier if you're moving upward because you just did a jump. You don't want to apply that gravity multiplier if you're just like falling off of a cliff, or if you are like, let's say, being launched by a launch pad or something, like a trampoline or something. So it can be a little bit tricky because you have to know that your current upward velocity is the result of a jump and only apply the gravity multiplier when that is the case. But yeah, it's a good one. All allied items with empty ability slots. So what do I want to do here? Spend all resurrection stones on death. Okay, let's make the soul jar do items gain +3 critical bonus for every resurrection stone. This has to be keywords, resurrection stone, resurrection stone. On resurrection, lose all resurrection stones, restore half of your original keywords resurrection stone. Original resurrection stones on combat victory. Okay, so let's change the soul jar here. This is actually going to be tricky. So this would be innate critical bonus increase. Why is that? What? Oh, this is adding an ability. Oh. On resurrection stones taken. So I actually just need to redo this whole thing. This would be critical bonus increase. We're going to do ability builder dot self critical bonus modification. Son of a biscuit. I need to actually create a whole new ability. All right. Create ability. Just get rid of all this stuff. Create ability. You're welcome, totally not brain rot. Here for knowledge. Welcome, Rider Mine. I am a dispensary of knowledge. You come seeking the Godot guru. What have you brought as a sacrifice? Oh goodness. I don't care. It's amusing to me. Okay. Critical bonus increase is equal to new. Do I have this as read only? Get rid of that. Chat as a subscriber. Hello, Sweet Tea. Welcome. Yeah, I mean, I have subscriber only chat on for YouTube because for some reason YouTube has a particularly bad problem with spam. And I found out that turning on subscriber only chat basically eliminates the spam. So I don't know what it is about that because I don't have followers only chat enabled on Twitch and we're not getting any spam there. So I don't know. I don't know. So actually, how do I get blood provider? I'm going to change this actually. Oh, maybe I shouldn't because this is just an ability value provider. Okay. Let's create a, we'll copy this, new file. Resurrection stone provider. The other thing that's kind of annoying is I'm going to have to force an update whenever I gain a new resurrection stone. Private int resurrection stones. Currency manager dot resurrection stones. Okay. So stone provider is equal to new resurrection stone provider. Var self critical bonus equal new self critical bonus modification. Base value, we're going to do const int. Actually, let's put it up here. Constant base critical bonus per resurrection stone is equal to 3. I just realized that this needs to be plus 0. So I need to be able to replace that in the string. Okay, so self-critical bonus modification, we're going to set that to 0. Okay, and then ability configuration, we're going to say is copyable equals false, is hidden equals true. Yeah, we'll turn that off. Is copyable to false, is hidden true. Critical bonus per resurrection stone. Abilities is equal to stone provider self-critical bonus. Oh, let's do this. Var dynamic critical bonus is equal to new dynamic magnitude ability. Right. So I need a value provider. Value scalar is equal to new value scalar. Stone provider. Value scalar set multiplier. Critical bonus per resurrection stone. We put the value scalar in here. Self-critical bonus modification. 0. Self-critical bonus modification. I actually don't need to set this because it's going to be hidden. Emit signal effect triggered. This goes away. Add ability filter. Get abilities. Return critical bonus increase dot duplicate. Get abilities. I didn't do the ability filter correctly. Use composed ability. Wait, why am I not understanding how this works? Artifact context and base card? What? Oh, artifact context and base card. Okay. Oh, this needs to be a bool as well. Return base card dot is owned by player. Okay. Oops. Project settings. We're going to start. Let's do character ID Lich. Let's just turn off test player cards. Might as well turn that off as well. Ignore save file, ignore unlocks. Okay. Can you help me with my code, please? No, I can't do that. I'm sorry. You could post in the Firebelly Discord, but I'm not going to offer personalized help or review or anything. I've got a lot of work to do. Are you coming from Unity or is C# better than GDScript? I would say neither necessarily. I'm not coming from Unity, but I'm not using C# because it's like strictly better than GDScript. It's just that I prefer to use it, especially for the systems that I'm making. Oh, I forgot to update. Oh, I need to do this too. So yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just using it because I feel like I can create more complex systems, more maintainable complex systems with C#. I think it would be kind of difficult for me to manage the systems that I've made in this game with GDScript. Critical bonus per resurrection stone. Hides inherited member. Oh, override. There we go. Okay. Hope I'm not late to the party. Well, we are almost 3 hours into the stream, but I'm going to try to go for a little bit more. I'm getting a little bit tired, but I keep forgetting to build this. I'm getting a little bit tired, but I do want to rework the Lich artifacts because that's been on my mind for a while. Oh, that's not right. Oh. Oh, I think I did this wrong. This is keyword. I think that's right. What? I'm gonna get it eventually. I will get it eventually. Items gain +3 critical bonus for every resurrection stone you have. On resurrection, lose all resurrection stones. Restore half of your original resurrection stones on a combat victory. Okay, so this is +8, +3, +6. So let's add resurrection stones 10. The fudge? What is that command? Oh, wait, I should probably just read. Add blood. Oh. I could have sworn I had a command to add resurrection stones. Did I imagine that? Really? Add stone, args. I could have sworn that I had that command already, but maybe not. I like interfaces in C#, but I have a feeling I would need a hot reload with GDScript. Oh yeah. Does C# have hot reload in Godot? I think there's technically a way to set up hot reload, but it's not very, it's not out of the box configurable, I don't think. The editor hot reloading still works. So like if you edit a scene by like moving things around, that will still reflect in the game. But any code changes to get those to hot reload, I think is a little bit more involved. 38 critical bonus. Look at that. Bang. Okay. But we're only half done with this. Because I also need to have to spend all those things. The other problem that I didn't think about is let's not do half, let's do restore up to 2. Because these could stack. All right, so we need to make it so that way artifact modifiers, public static read-only artifact modifier key, bool, consume all resurrection stones equals new. Consume all resurrection stones. Okay. The soul jar register modifier. Artifact modifiers. Dot consume all resurrection stones. Current. current or true. Actually, I could just put true in here. I think that's right. Okay, so now in the resurrection container, private int resurrection cost is equal to artifact accumulate modifier, artifact modifiers dot consume all resurrection stones, initial value false. We are going to say private bool should consume all resurrection stones. Resurrection cost equals should consume, or should return, should consume all resurrection stones, currency manager dot resurrection stones, otherwise 1. I don't know why I split those out, to be honest. This needs to be translated anyway, so always something, always something. And so commences the jumping around and doing 12 different tasks just to do this one thing. Resurrect. This becomes 0. UI. Private const string UI resurrection container resurrection prompt. Rich text label. Is this set as a visibility target for this? Yeah. So receptacle clickable control. Dot hovered, hover entered plus equals on receptacle, hover entered. Private void on receptacle hover entered. Rich text label dot text is equal to highlight keywords description utils dot format argument UI tr UI resurrection stone. Okay. Resurrection cost. Format specifier cannot convert from int to string. What? Oh. Format description. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll just see if that works. Made the variable jump. Nice. Good work. I like to go around during my spare time to ask around stuff about game development. So my question is, where does one start? Is it right to the gameplay, or is it to the home screen and menus, especially if they are new? But yeah, if you're brand new to game development, I think the most high value stuff to do is to work on basic mechanics first. I'm trying to put to words why I think that's appropriate versus working on menus. I mean, there's an element of it which you can't discount, which is that working on menus is extremely boring. And so if you're already having a tough time like understanding code and like how to create games and everything, and you're starting with one of the most boring aspects of game development, it's probably not going to provide much motivation to keep working through your problems, right? Versus if you're doing like totally not Brainrot is doing and you're making a platformer, you get the gratification of like seeing something interactive on your screen work when you finally solve a tough problem, which can be a really good motivator, especially when you're still learning. So I don't think you can discount that effect. But the other thing too is that most of the difficult problems are going to be related to whatever state you're updating on a frame-by-frame basis. Whereas UI is much more stateful. It's mostly just like shuffling data around, and that can present its own challenges for sure, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's as challenging as like developing the core mechanics. So yeah, I would definitely, that doesn't mean you need to start with like something super complex, but it does mean like when you're a beginner and you're trying to figure out how to handle keyboard input and you're just trying to get a character moving, like that can be a very tall order if you're brand new and you don't know what you're doing. So when you finally figure it out and you press the W, A, S, and D keys and your character or your box moves around, that's going to be a really rewarding feeling to see that finally working. So I think focusing on like the movement mechanics, jumping if you're doing a platformer, so on and so forth, yeah, that's a good place to start. And then it also exposes you to all the most fundamental things that you're going to need to know. Like every game that you make has to do input handling of some kind, right? So if you start with that as a beginner, you're learning the fundamentals. So yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Best way to make a game is to either learn Blender or Sprite or find the one that knows that. For the art, maybe, yeah. I've got a bit of a broad question. Hello, Suplex. What point in your development of this game did you say, yeah, I'm committing to this idea, as opposed to just trying stuff? See, what type of game did you want to make? Well, I did a couple of prototypes before I committed to Alka Mortis, so I think that was part of it. I had other prototypes to compare to, and even in the early stages, Alka Mortis was the strongest idea. But the other thing that allowed me to commit is I got comments from, like, I've been streaming the game development of this game for a long time. And in the early stages of development, you know, even when the game was super rough, people would come into the stream and say, oh, I love the art style, or like, oh, this sounds like a really cool idea, right? And so that helped me also know that there is some appeal to this game. But yeah, so it was a mixture of like, I was personally excited for it. It was the best of the prototypes that I had made when I was in that prototyping phase, and people were saying that it was an appealing idea. So those three things together kind of made it easier to commit to it. If you don't have that external validation, if you don't have an audience where they can say, oh, this looks really cool, I think the best next thing to do is to create like a jam level, like create a jam version of your core game as a prototype and upload it to itch.io and see if it gets any comments or traction there. That can be a good proof of appeal as well, if you need that data. I think that's what Chris Zukowski recommends to do, is like prototype a game in like a month, throw it up on itch, see what the reception is like, and if the reception is positive on itch, that is a good indicator that you can commit to that idea for like a full commercial release. Never use Codex. What's wrong with speeding up repetitive stuff, focusing more on the creative part? No, I use Claude sometimes. I just used Claude a bunch last night because I was refactoring a ton of stuff and it was like the same change across 20 files. So I'll have Claude do the boring, repetitive stuff for me a lot of times, but part of the act of writing code is not just getting the code to work. Part of the act of writing the code is exposing yourself to your architectural deficiencies, but also committing to memory how your systems work, right? So the code is not just a means to an end. Like the act of writing the code is not just, I want to get this feature done. Wrapped up in the act of writing the code is also internalizing all the details about your system, which allows you to make more educated decisions about when you go forward and implement new things, right? Like you have a much more intimate understanding of the system. If you're offloading your understanding of the system to Claude or Codex or whatever, you're basically stuck with that. Like the only person who knows anything about your system is Codex or Claude. And so now you've got to rely entirely on them to understand what your code base is doing. And I think that's an inversion of what I want to do. I want to have an intimate understanding of my code base and then direct these AI agents to do the boring work for me in a way that I would have done it myself. Like, I don't have Claude do anything that I don't have a very clear understanding of how I would do it myself. If there's a problem or I'm unsure about how I would implement a feature or whatever, I may use Claude as like a brainstorming tool and say like, you know, I need to implement this feature and I'm thinking about taking one of these 3 approaches. And then Claude can provide like a cost benefit analysis to each of those approaches, which can help for sure. But at the end of the day, it's me making the decisions about the architecture and about the implementation and how the features are being implemented because I need to have an understanding of how my code base works. Does that make sense? Also, a good starting point, in my opinion, is to be stuck and learning how those fundamentals like WSD work rather than having AI do it for you, just blindly copying and pasting code from someone else. It's best to repeat and learn it is how I started getting experience. Yeah. I mean, I think that's how you have to get experience. I don't think there's... The thing that stands between you and gaining a bunch of experience is solving a bunch of problems. And if you are offloading your problem solving to something else, then you're not actually gaining experience. So I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point. Okay, I'm going to die to this lamb. I should see all of these should be spent. Son of a biscuit. I didn't run the translations. But it did consume all of my resurrection stones. Okay. All right, so let's build the translations. So now I needed to restore up to 2. Base artifact. On resurrection stones taken. I don't know how I want to do this. Let's do private int previously spent resurrection stones. Public override, void on resurrection stones taken. Oh, this does not make a distinction between doing a resurrection. Oh. On resurrection stones taken. This is probably going through the currency manager. So that's not quite what I want. On resurrected. No, I don't think I want to do that either. On resurrection initiated. Well, this is a little bit weird, but on resurrection initiated. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, and then public override void on combat victory. Why does it do that? On combat victory, currency manager, add resurrection stones. Let's do var amount to add back is equal to mathf.min. Const int max rewarded resurrection stones. Max, yeah, and we'll do max rewarded resurrection stones. Mathf.min, previous consumed resurrection stones, max resurrection stones. If amount to add back equals 0, return. And we're going to set previously equals 0, amount to add back. Okay. Oops, I forgot to put that chat down. Jam a man of fortune. Jay must seek my fortune. Good point. I made a buffer jump. Excellent. Very cool. Well, the best way to code yourself without relying on AIs to stream. That's true. If I were just vibe coding, people would come in here and like hurl insults at me. There's a skill called Grill Me, which I think is the best use of it. It grills you with questions about some sort of feature or system that you want to build. It could ask 10 questions or like 50 questions until there's a deep understanding of what you're actually trying to implement. It isn't just, I want to make an inventory system. It'll ask you, well, there's a limit to how much you can carry. Is there a limit? Oh, I see. Interesting. Is that built in or is that something you have to install? Like, I don't know how the whole skills work with AI. I don't get that. Peels back the layers of ambiguity. Yeah. That does sound very useful. Okay. Any bets on if I programmed this thing correctly? Take your bets, take your bets. Restore up to 2 resurrection stones on combat victory. There's no combats? Hello? So there is a problem here, which is that As I add resurrection stones, it doesn't trigger an update until I move something. So I'm going to need to somehow trigger an update when I get resurrection stones. Okay, anyway, get rid of that. Let's go to a combat. Skip. Okay, we'll go to a combat. Hopefully I die now. Die. Spend all my resurrection stones. I do want to do this. Try that. Okay, so now if I win, I got my 2 resurrection stones back. So the problem is, as this value changes, it doesn't automatically update these things. So I need to somehow figure out how to trigger a non-combat update when that changes. I'm gonna have to be careful with that though, because I don't want it to trigger non-combat updates when I'm in combat. So yeah, let me write that down so I don't forget. Ensure update to board state when this value changes, but only outside of combat. Okay. I think I need to build a system where artifacts can request that the board states be updated. That is probably something I'm going to need to do. But I got my resurrection stones back, and it seems to be working just fine. Does the skeleton mage really have... Oh, it's 3 per. That might be a little bit too strong, but maybe not. Because you still have to hit the crit. So the crit bonus by itself is not going to be that helpful. So I think that's fine. So the soul lantern now, the soul lantern is going to become something that has to generate resurrection stones. I don't think the blood spent requirement is that great, because it's really hard to spend that much blood. Let's fix this up a little bit. Soul jar. Indent that. Indent that. And then soul lantern. Soul lantern, grant a resurrection stone. Oops. Whenever a legendary item it's going to be one of these options. What else could generate a resurrection stone? Maybe something like anytime 4 or more reagents are used in alchemy. Something like that. I don't know. It will be one of these things. I'm not sure what the policy on sharing links is here, but it was just an npx command for me last time I installed. That there's grill me and grill with docs. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Gotta go. Thanks for joining. Totally not brain rot. Okay. Initial work. So we have like Initial work on Lich artifacts. Okay. Well, I think I'm actually going to end the stream there as well. I'm getting a little bit tired and it's almost dinner time, so I'm going to take a break, continue working this evening, but that's like, what? Almost 5 hours of streaming today, so that's plenty. That is plenty, but I will be working off stream. I will be working off stream on the game like I usually do. But anyway, that's it for the stream for this afternoon, for today. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. I will probably not be streaming tomorrow. So I will see you all back here Monday at 10 a.m. But maybe I'll do a stream sometime this weekend. So join the Discord to be notified when I go live. Otherwise, yeah, we'll be back at it Monday at 10 a.m. All right. Thanks, everyone, for your support. Appreciate it. Check out Alchemortis. It's linked below. And have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye-bye.